I was a lot of their first, being their first plus size curvy model.
You couldn't let anyone know the things that you were going through, whatever you shared.
The Bible says, but the God of all grace, hallelujah, and after you suffered a while, how many have
choice to write your own story? Would you write it, or would you let someone else have the pen?
Hey, welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina and her where we give our voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Hey, BFF.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, let me tell y'all something. I'm excited about this segment this morning, but before I get all into that, let me tell you how much my sissy Chanel from New Jersey, she has sent me some coffee. Let me get it together over here because I got to get it together right here. Hold on. Okay, now, she told me about this coffee. It's called, I don't even know, Alive. Baby, it's creamy. It don't really taste too much like coffee. And what I like about it, I didn't have to put no cream in it. I just used a little sweet and low. And baby, it's good. Good morning, Nell. Thank you, baby. Thank you for the coffee. I am excited about this. It don't really got a coffee taste. It more or less got a creamy, I can't even explain it. A creamy, I'm saying creamy, coconutty taste. I don't know. But baby, it's good. I'm good. I'm on it. Thank you this morning for this good, great cup of coffee this morning, baby. Hey, BFF.
Yes.
What you got going on over there?
Trying to get it together. Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you guys were privy to the behind the scenes, you guys be trying to figure out how in the world we do it, but through God's grace.
Amen.
So
Amen.
I got my cup of coffee.
Amen.
And it is, I'm going to show you guys how much coffee was in this Target box that I got when this was before the Target boycott. I am still drinking off that coffee and just fill my coffee thing all the way back up with coffee. So I'm drinking the Target coffee with the chocolate and caramel zero sugar creamer. And I'm going to tell you, all you need is a splash. That's how rich it is. And I actually scaled back on the Equal. So I'm like 3 packs of Equal. I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm hoping that this is the right mixture this morning. So that's what I got going on. Huh?
Yep, I understand. Yep. Yeah, I am just excited. When I went to the mailbox yesterday, because I was at work, and I got home probably about maybe 11, 12 last night, and my UPS said, your package has been delivered, baby. I was like, went to the mailbox, got my little package out, as she had said it will be here on Friday. I love you. You know what? Let me tell you something. Mommy could not have gotten a better goddaughter a better daughter. You know, you have been so enlightening to not just what's in the bag, but to the whole family. We love you. We adore you. We thank you. We thank you. I thank you so much
Yes.
for just being that one that supports, that support person. And you have been there. And I love you and I thank you. I love you, love you, love you.
I
Yvonne,
appreciate it. Yes, ma'am.
what's going on in the world that you want to talk about right now? Tell everybody what's going on.
Well, let me tell you this. It's coins, it's money, and it's time and it's energy. And I had someone come up to me and ask me, they said, they brought up something about when my children were kids and how I did so many things with them. And I must have spent a lot of money. In actuality, I did not. I did not have a lot of money when they were growing up. But what I did learn is that there are a lot of free things that you can do with your kids during the spring and the summer. So there's still a couple of weeks before the kids go back to school. So I thought that I would put together a list of things. Now I'm here in the ATL, so I put together a list of things that you can do for free with your kids in the ATL. But I'm pretty sure this applies to every city and state across the country. The Arts Museum. Get some culture into your babies. Arts Museum. The High Museum of Art is free. It's free admission days. Every Saturday of the month is Family Fun Day, and admission is free from 10 to 5. That is a big deal. The Atlanta Contemporary Art Center is always free and often has kid friendly exhibits and open studio days. The Center for Puppetry Arts. The shows are not free, but the museum is free on certain days. So you have to go to the website and find out what days it's free. Out for outdoor enthusiasts, Piedmont Park and Legacy Fountain Splash Pad. Just let the kids run wild and have fun with the ducks and everything. It's free. Centennial Olympic Park, the free water fountains to splash in. You got green space, and they also have live entertainment daily throughout the summer. The Atlanta Beltline. You can walk, you can ride your bikes, you can roller skate, whatever. You got murals, sculptures, and sometimes they have different little pop up performances and things going on. Historic Fourth Ward. They have a playground with a splash pad as well, and it's free for. And you can also have picnics there. Arabia Mountain is similar to Stone Mountain, but it's more artsy. So they have a lot of paint and hikes and rock formations and things like that going on. For educational, you have story time. The Atlanta Fulton Public Library, they do storytelling and free arts and crafts for the kids. You just have to check and see what day is taking place at your library. Fernbank Science Center, not the museum though, but the Science Center is separate from the paid museum, and it includes a planetarium, and it is free and free exhibits for the kids. Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park. It is the birth home. You can visit Ebenezer Baptist Church, and you can also walk through the Peace Garden, and it is free. And it's so much more. You've got free outdoor concerts. You got the Atlanta Jazz Festival, the Dogwood Festival, and then you've got Krog Street Tunnel Art Walk, Tiny Doors Atlanta. So there's so much that you can do. You just have to go in and take in Google and find out what's free in your neck of the woods for the kids.
That's cool. I know when I had my children as young, I just wanted them to hurry up and go back to school.
Me too.
I ain't lying. I mean, hey, I'm be honest. I love when it's on the summertime. I love summer stuff, all that good stuff. But you gotta feed them
Towards the end, woo.
time today. You gotta make sure they have something to do. If they don't, you gonna be all going crazy. Then if you gotta work, you gotta find somebody to watch them. If your kids ain't old enough, and
Mm-hmm.
man, thank God for school. And I was told school is not babysitter, but baby, but baby. I'm grateful for the school. Yeah, yup, ready, hell. Baby, I love hey, I'm one of
So
those
school,
mamas
school,
like,
school is the helpmate.
okay, breakfast time, you eat breakfast in
Breakfast
school,
and
you eat
lunch.
lunch in school, then all we have to do is worry about the evening time. We give them some food. I love school. I love the fact that it teaches them, don't get me wrong. But it does help when you ain't got
Yeah.
like during the summertime, baby. I love woo. Well, mine grown now, so I ain't got to worry about it. I spend a little
Same
time with
here.
my grandbabies. I get her on the weekend, on Sundays and Mondays. But otherwise, baby, thank God for growing up. Thank God for life. Thank God for strength, baby. Because thank God. You know that's right, Brandy.
Yes, honey. Woo.
Yes, ma'am. My oldest is 34 and the youngest is 20, and they all out the house.
I feel the
I got
same way.
grandbaby, but I ain't got to worry about it. And what I love about having grandbabies is you can give them back.
That
You
part.
ain't, you,
That part.
and if you
That
want
part.
to buy them something, you got a choice in the matter. You
Yes,
know,
and let me tell you, it's good that you said that because I had a grandbaby call me up and ask me, could I take them shop? Could I take a shopping? And I was like, sure, no problem. Then she said, well, should I ask my mom for money? Well, of course you should. Yes.
hey, of course you should, baby. Okay. Grandma said, I'll take you, but if you want me to take you and we go shopping together, but honey,
Yeah.
Grandma
Those,
finished with that part. Now, I
good
decided,
morning, Keith.
hey, King, I
That's
decided,
my cousin out of Philly.
what I was gonna do this year is, go ahead on and contribute with buying some school clothes or whatever. I said I'm doing that this year, but I don't have to. That's the good part of it.
That's the beauty of it. You
That's
have
the
a choice in the
beauty
matter.
of the matter. You know what? Let me tell you something. That leads us up to our conversation this week.
Yes. Ooh.
Okay, this is dear to this conversation, and it's been, BFF. It's been a minute, and when it's been just me and you.
Yeah,
We've been
it has
having
been.
we've been having guests every Saturday, but for the first time in 2025, it's just me and you, and we're gonna
Yeah.
speak on this thing right here because it's dear to my heart, and ever since let's say this, ever since my children been out the house, my mother transitioned, I have so much that I've
Mm.
been learning about Marvina. I have learned so much about Marvina to the point where I had to dissect it. And for our title today, and I'm gonna just say it, for our topic, for what's in our bag today, we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
boundaries, balance, and becoming. The
That's right.
real work of self-love.
That's
Self-love.
right.
Okay. And I didn't understand that there's any such thing as self-love until now at my age. And I don't mind saying I'm 54 years old. Thank God for life. And
That's
now
right.
I realize that there is boundaries. I have to have balance.
They're
And now
important.
I'm becoming somebody that I did not know who I was.
Yeah.
So at that chance, I just want to welcome everybody to another segment of What's in the Bag. And of course, we're going to give a voice to the voiceless. And today, Yvonne and I are getting real with life,
Yeah.
self-love.
That's
And not
right.
the surface part, not that one that's just on the surface, but that deep work. That
That's
deep
right.
work.
That's right.
Huh, BFF?
Yes, and as we get into the three B's, the three B's. That's because for us, self love has been a journey, not a destination. It's more than bubble baths and good vibes. It's about boundaries, balance, and becoming. And today we're unpacking it all.
All of it. All of it. These three things gonna change and show us who we are for others, and more important for ourselves. This is gonna
Yeah.
help ourselves. So let's go ahead on and talk a little bit about boundaries. Okay, that's gonna be the first one. And I want, if anyone in here has a comment, please comment. Please tell me about your boundaries. If you have some boundaries that you felt that was important for you for whatever reason, please come in, show your love, because this is not just for us. This is not just our wake up call. This is for all of us right now. And I want to really share where I'm at today. So
Yeah,
Yvonne, when we talk about self love, we can't ignore boundaries. For a long, long time, I didn't even know I even was allowed to have any boundaries. I'm telling
girls. Yeah, same here. I used to say yes to everything. And I do mean everything, even when I was tired, if I was overwhelmed, if I was down, even when I wanted to say no, I thought I was being loving, but I was really just abandoning myself. That's, from my perspective.
you. That's you know what that part, that part, abandoning yourself. Well, let me say this to you, boo, and this is we had to learn boundaries. I mean, we had to learn to shut people out. And that ain't, it's nothing about being perfect. It's not being about trying to be perfect. It's an inside thing. We had to reflect on self and respect ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Setting, exactly, because, setting boundaries is really saying I matter too. And that's not selfish, that's self love.
yeah. When I say this to everybody out here, let's be real about this. Be real. Boundaries show up in everyday life, our everyday life. This ain't just something that we just do with we boundaries in our everyday life. Yeah. And sometimes, the hard part about having boundaries is saying no. Saying no,
Hmm.
taking yourself out of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Giving yourself permission to rest without guilt. A lot of people
Yeah.
say
And
that.
yeah, and realizing that your time, your energy, and your peace, especially your peace, is not up for grabs. It shouldn't even be a discussion about it. That's the power of boundaries.
Yeah. So Vaughn, what and what you learned, you just tell just I want you to give a little short thing about, boundaries and what,
Yeah,
your boundaries.
for me, it was. I learned later in life about boundaries, and for the longest time, I said yes to everybody and everything, family, friends, co-workers, associates. If somebody said, "Can you do?" Yvonne was there. "Can you give?" Yvonne did, even to the detriment of myself. And I did not know that it was okay for me to say no, to establish that. And so it became it was very challenging because that's something that I was taught. I was taught as a child, and sometimes it's bad habits being taught to our kids, growing up. So that's how it was for me with boundaries.
Well, I mean, for me, my boundaries, it came more close to now because I wore different masks. Most of my masks was I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I
Hmm.
work, I'm an employer, I'm this, I'm that. So I didn't know of any boundaries. I knew that this was my titles and this is what I was supposed to do.
Hmm.
Even if I felt like I didn't want to do it, somebody might ask me to do something and I just did it. And sometimes it killed me. I knew I was tired. I felt that I didn't want to. I felt like, okay, if I do it, I'm gonna be. I feel as my brother said, felt guilty. I felt guilty because I wanted to please them. I wanted
Hmm.
to feel accepted. I wanted people to love me. And these
Hmm.
boundaries was not, and I didn't have any boundaries. I was like an open book, and whatever page you wanted to read, you could go
Yeah.
in and just read it. You realize you had to go into an order and actually read it.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I remember even, when and the change for me came way too late, because I started taking sick. I was getting sick. I was having surgeries and things of that nature, and I would find myself still not even fully recuperated and still running around trying to do everything that everybody else wanted me to
Yeah.
do until I started to learn the power of no. And And once I started to establish those boundaries, it became something kind of wonderful. Something kind of
Yeah.
wonderful. It's so refreshing. It's an awakening. What was the awakening for you?
Well, let me say this. What's in the bag?
Come on
Um,
now.
learning, hearing a lot of the guest talk. One sticks out to me, Alicia, baby. I appreciate you for telling us about saying no, um,
Hmm.
talking to people uh, about mental health and understanding that if you don't set boundaries, like Brandy and Tara and them talkers, you don't set boundaries,
Yeah.
you will lash out. You would life. You would just
Hmm.
freak out. And I watched how people who don't set boundaries and let life you, and then you find yourself messed all up because the things you haven't set. If you don't set boundaries, I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you don't set any type of boundaries, everybody and everything will walk all over you.
Hmm.
Well, it will walk. It'll be chaotic. Now I'm gonna say this: you can set boundaries and still can be chaotic, but when you set boundaries and you lay on them boundaries, it's not hard to
Ooh.
kind of put everything together. You get a little peace of mind at that point.
Hmm.
I want peace of
Hmm.
mind. So
That's
my
it.
peace of mind is like, okay, if I can't do it, I'm not doing it.
Just can't.
I'm just not
Just
doing
can't.
it. Just can't do
And
it.
don't
I'm
and
not.
don't feel bad
I
about it
don't feel
anymore.
bad about it. And I
Yeah.
don't feel
Yeah.
bad about
Yeah. It's a couple of questions over here I want to
it. Okay?
show up on this. Rob said, I had to learn boundaries because for years you were called selfish when you set boundaries for yourself. That is so true. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, that is so true.
Yes, and
Um,
yes, and I concur because
hmm.
we always called on my brother for everything at once upon a time. And I'm gonna say this, everything, because he was the only boy. We were the four sisters who had one brother, and we called on my brother for everything. Till
So he
one
was the
day,
go-to.
yeah, till one day he started saying no, and it drew. Yeah, it stunted our growth. Then what I mean by stunted our growth, it had nothing to do with him because he was not responsible for us.
That's right. That's right.
And we
You
are
know
not
what?
responsible for other people because when we set boundaries and people get into their feelings about it, that has nothing to do with us. Not
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
thing, because we're not
And
responsible.
yeah. And maybe it didn't stunt y'all's growth. Maybe that was where you guys started growing because he stepped back so that you could.
Baby, it stunted our
Yeah.
growth. What I mean by that, we ain't had our brother to do it anymore. So
Yeah.
when he didn't do it, that means, and I'm saying growth with knowing that somebody else can do it, but we had to learn to do it ourselves.
Yeah. That's what I mean by it
Yeah,
allowed you
yeah,
guys to
yeah.
grow.
I got you. I got you.
And then Brandy said, now that I am setting boundaries, I'm able to help more people than I ever have before. Oh my God, this is so true. And the beauty of it is you're able to do it in your time.
Yes,
You're able to do it in your time. That's
yes,
beautiful.
yes. So she and I get that too. Yes. Let me say this, Brandy. I relate to that part, but right now I'm not even out to help anybody because right now I'm learning to take off the mask,
Hmm.
and the mask that I was holding on to for so long, I'm not ready to even help anybody because I'm still trying to help myself. Because for so long,
Hmm.
that's all I've been doing is helping people. You know.
Hmm.
So I get it. Go ahead, Vaughn. Got another
And
one?
yeah, well, you want me to pull up another one?
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm just on you.
Let's see here. Rob said, it was hard for me to learn to say no, or I don't have it, can't do it. I used to care more about others than I cared for myself. When I started caring about me, I noticed people changed, but I don't care now. That's that. So, and that leads us right into the next part.
Yep.
And BFF, that,
Yes, baby.
yes,
Go ahead.
that's the real work of self love. That part.
Yes, yes, ma'am. That's the real
That
word.
part.
That's deep.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So where you at from there?
So the
So we
next part,
got. I'm
is
sorry.
balance.
Yeah.
is balance. Let's talk about balance because that one took me out. I used to think being busy meant I was doing something right, but I was really burned out. I was burning myself out.
I can get that because I be tired. I was pulled stretched so thin. But I had to learn balance means honoring all parts of myself.
Hmm.
It's I had to. And-
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm finished. Go ahead.
Yeah. Balance. Balance doesn't mean everything's equal. It means everything has its rightful place. Work, family, purpose, rest. It all matters. Like that perfect work-life balance.
But I realized, baby, look, check this out. When your balance is off, that's when
Yeah.
your body's off, your mind, and your soul all start sending these little weird messages. Chaotic. Chaotic.
Exactly. You're right though. So I learned that balance is self-care.
Yeah.
It's taking care, it's taking a break. And for me, that's a hard thing, but taking a break, saying I've done enough today. And I had to realize that it wasn't out of laziness, but it was out of love that that I needed to start stepping back.
And I feel like this, and this is the good saying, and I heard this a lot, and I'm just going to be honest. You can't pour out an empty cup, but you can give from your overflow.
Mm,
You can.
let's see.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
So
And
let me
yeah,
say
and I
this.
get
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I got
no,
a
no,
lot
go
of,
ahead. No. No, go ahead.
because I know it took me a minute to understand balance.
Mhm.
And I'm still trying to understand it. Don't think I got it yet. I don't have it all because I had to pull myself away from a lot of things that I felt that I was really balancing myself, but it wasn't no balance. There wasn't
Mm.
nothing there. It was like go here, do this, do that. You know, I didn't have it. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one because for me, balance was really hard. And sometimes it still is. And you know this about me. I would start my day 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, working, 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 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I am still working. And still doing for everybody else other than myself. And I was burning out, but for whatever reason, I always thought maybe it was because I was unhappy because of the boundaries. You know what I mean? Not establishing boundaries. But I just always felt that as long as I was busy, I was accomplishing things and things were and everything was good. But we had a guest on the show one time that made the comment that said, just because you're busy does not mean that you're accomplishing anything. What
love
you're
it.
doing is actually pushing down and pushing back the things that you don't want to deal with and address.
Yeah. And I ain't trying to be funny, but I kind of thought my procrastination was balanced. Because
Wow,
yeah, I really did.
that's a good one.
I thought so. I did. I thought
Mm,
because I put stuff around on the back burner and dealt with it when I wanted to deal with it, I was balancing myself. But be honest with you, it just made it more chaotic for me in my life.
mm.
People might think that's crazy, but I did. I thought because I didn't do it, or because I felt like I could put it. If something needed to get done, I'll wait till next week to get it done. Because I got this other things to do, and I'm balancing myself out. And it's weird, but I did.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
don't
I
don't,
can.
don't knock me for my stinking thinking, but that's what I did.
I'm laughing because it was kind of the opposite for me. Balance for me meant right now. I guess that's why I worked so hard and did the things that I did. Like like if I wanted the trash taken out, it had to be done right now. It couldn't be done later. And if it couldn't be done right then, I'd jump up and take and do it, do it myself, and I do it with attitude.
Yeah.
So and it was, and that's just one example of self-destructive behavior, that I saw, because if you don't get the right balance in there, you are going to self-destruct.
Yeah, BFF. And I'm gonna say this about you, man. I watched you so many times stay up all night working for these companies to I mean, not even go to sleep because you need to make sure this is done. Everybody else home sleep and you sending out emails at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, why? And whereas I gotta get this done. This need to be done by this time. This and then a lot of the other people that you was working with, and I don't mean to talk about it because I don't like to put other people in, but everybody used their balance in the correct way, but
Yeah.
yours was all night, all day. And then if you needed to go out and deal with your kids, you did that. Your mom, you did that. And I'm glad right now that you're taking out
Yeah.
the time and learn balance, not only for for you yourself, but for your health. Because I
Yeah.
worried about you. I used to tell you, stand in the mirror, look at you. You look worn out, but you wouldn't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
I
You know,
used to be so worried, man. I used to.
I have to say this. I'm laughing because I think about a peer review that I had last year, and my peers said, "Oh, Yvonne's amazing, this, that, and third, but she doesn't know how to quit. She overworks. She overworks. She doesn't." And so I took feedback from that and said, "Okay, Yvonne, you come on, you got to start pulling it together. Work life balance." And so
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And I girl, and I see our comment section is
Yes. Go
jumping over
ahead.
here with
Go
that.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
Let's see here. Brandy said, every quarter I reevaluate what I'm doing in this world to make sure that I'm staying balanced with saving myself as much as I'm serving others. Girl, I
Yes.
love that. Okay, that's something I'm going to incorporate. I'm going to take
Love
that out
it.
your toolbox and put it in mine.
Yeah,
Thank
mine
you.
too. I take some of it. You can't have the whole thing. Give me some of it.
I love that.
Love it. Love it.
And then let's see here. Who else we have over here? And
Right.
then Robbie said, I thought my life was balanced until I was taken down health wise for a minute. Then I noticed the pendulum started weighing heavily on the other side. Brother,
Brother.
whoo,
Yeah,
brother.
brother.
You said that. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, you said
Yes.
that.
And
That is so
it
true.
is good when you can see yourself. And let me
Hmm.
say this. I've learned even in my in balance myself and all this in the next one I'm gonna really but I've learned to be soft with myself, even though, because we'll
Mm.
sit here and, we could be our worst enemy. And
Hmm.
then we find that things don't work the way we want it to work, and we feel we'll torture ourselves. And long as we can see ourselves, it's like a person standing outside themselves and paying
Hmm.
attention to the things that they're doing. We gotta lay off ourselves and think that because we're not doing such and such the right way and things ain't balanced out the way we want it to balance out, or because we things is the boundaries is being messed up, we start looking at ourselves in a wrong way. But in actuality, we just gotta realize we gotta be soft with ourselves and learn who we are.
Hmm.
Learn who we are.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The good thing about boundaries and all that is that boundaries can be readjusted, just like your balance. You gotta learn to put enough on the right and enough on the left to so that it's an even balance. So those things are adjustable, and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
and I'm learning it. I'm learning. It's so funny because I did my what you call the vision board, And I was just sitting there, and I'm learning now to sit down in the morning and take 5 minutes out of my time and not go on Facebook and stuff. I sit down and kind of meditate. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of try to get myself balanced that way. I balance myself just by, of course, it's not going to make the day any smoother because you can't tell what the day is going to be like. But when you get up and not trying to see what everybody's doing on Facebook, or
Mm-hmm.
you're not doing anything else but just sitting there and getting all the balance from the world, just giving yourself for about 5 minutes. And when I looked at my vision board, which was on it was on there, balance. I had a scale, and I didn't realize. And then I looked at some more of the stuff. I said, "Wow, I'm actually I'm actually in my halfway, all the way in my halfway mark of 2025, and I had to hit a lot of what I put on my vision board. So if
Mm-hmm.
you ain't make a vision board for 2025 in the beginning, I'm gonna tell you right now, start making one. Make a little small one
Yeah.
and put balance on there. Because
Mm.
until you learn to watch and see what you want to create for yourself, it's all in void. You could think it, but
Love it.
looking at it and seeing it
Mm-hmm.
and want that. I want to balance in the beginning, and
Yeah.
by me pulling myself away and implementing things into my life, I'm finding balance not only in my life with I'm doing, but the people that I'm encountering also is giving me
Ooh.
balance. And
Mm.
I'm not talking about just family and friends. I'm talking about work people I deal with outside of work.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that
Mm.
you want something so bad and you meditate on it or you write it out and make it plain, you get it. But if you think,
Yeah.
oh, I'm thinking balance, I'm thinking this, it don't always come that easy. But
That's right. Ooh.
to
I
see,
love that.
yeah, yeah,
Ooh, I love that. Where you can visualize it. Yes. Okay. I like that. I'm
yeah,
gonna take
yeah.
that from your toolbox and putting it into mine. My
You,
toolbox. I'm getting some new tools in there today,
yeah,
y'all.
baby, we got some tools there. Well, let's go ahead on and talk about the last one. Well, this one. And this
Mm-hmm.
is dear to my heart because um, we'll get into it. Let me just go ahead now and say it. Now, BFF, let's talk about this last one, like becoming. Becoming. That's the deepest part. That's the part of the no that nobody sees while you're in it. You don't even no one knows that you're
Whew. That's true. That's true. Becoming is messy and beautiful at the same time. It's the process of letting go of who you were trained to be. Listen to those words, who you were trained to be, and stepping into who you really, really are.
wow. We're gonna get back to you, Chanel. And you know what? And I found out it takes courage also. It takes courage because sometimes you just looking around and realizing you outgrown so much. All your surroundings, your habits, and finding out, even some of your beliefs, the things you believe.
Hmm. Wow. You know what? And that's okay because beauty is, becoming is about alignment, and becoming is about freedom. So I get it.
And also about loving yourself.
Hmm. That
And,
part.
yeah, in your process, throughout the whole process. You gotta learn to love yourself. Even when you are unsure, even when you still feeling like you're held down and you're in your healing. Yeah,
Yeah, because that's what if you think about it, that's where the breakthrough happens. When you're in your healing, that's when the breakthrough happens.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. So
Mm-mm.
so so as because I already know we talked about it, but tell me a little bit about what you feel like you're becoming into since this process. Go
You
talk
you
about
know for For me, the balance, the boundaries, the balance, and then becoming. And to help me become and get to the woman that I am today, I went into counseling. I was in counseling for a year and a half, and I am not ashamed to admit that. It helped me so much. And it forced me to look at the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror, because change can't start with everybody else. Change starts with you. And
Yeah.
my therapist, she told me that. She said, you
Yes.
placing blame everywhere else. She said, but you didn't set the boundaries. You didn't have the balance. And she said, so that's nobody else's fault. That's yours. You are accountable for you and for your actions. So that year and a half of counseling was amazing. And it was, I'll tell you about the best money I ever spent. It was the best money that I ever spent. But I feel healthy. I feel whole. I'm not angry. I'm not running around acting like a mad woman, punching stuff and breaking things, and because there's so much that was pent up in me. But I am a new person, to the point people say, especially my siblings, they say, "Who is
Yep.
everything okay with you? Oh,
Yep.
you're different." And I've even noticed them changing. I had a sister call me up and say, I don't know what you're doing and what you got going on, but I want some of your peace. And I said, I started an inner journey, and she started an inner journey. And that's how God works. When you start to work on you, things start to change around you, and so do the people.
Yes. You know something? It's funny though. I'm becoming something and somebody that I didn't know who I was, because for so long, as a kid, you were taught certain things to do. This is the way you're supposed to act in church. This is the way you're supposed to act at home. Do what I say. They title you. They give you certain titles you try to live up to.
Hmm.
Once you start getting a little older, people tell you, "Oh, you so funny." Then you try to live up being funny. Then you're so spiritual. Then you try to live up to being spiritual. They tell you you're this, you're that. As a kid, and as you keep growing up, you forget who you are. You don't really know who you are. You never got a chance to become who you knew who you were,
Mm,
because you were so programmed for this persona to be all these other things that you don't even, oh, this is what a person's seeing me, so I gotta be that way.
right.
And I had to
Mm,
realize that, in some ways that I had bad intentions too. And I had to be okay with that.
hmm.
Because if somebody told me, "Oh, you being mean," oh, not me. That ain't my. Nobody. I ain't no me. But I had to realize that I can be me.
Hmm.
I can be and a lot of people don't want to say this. I can be a little prejudiced. I can be a little petty. But I'm gentle with myself, because these things people told me that is wrong. You're not supposed to be this. You're not supposed to be like that. So what you do, every time it's become into your face and you start feeling these ways or seeing these things in yourself, you press it.
Mm, mm,
You don't reveal yourself, but see, whatever you press, it's gonna keep coming up. No matter
hmm.
how many times you try to convince yourself that this is not who you are.
Hmm.
As you grow up, I became a mother. Oh, I'm a mama. I'm a good mama. If I see myself failing in any kind of way as a mother, I pressed that. I made myself feel bad, because that's not what a mother's supposed to be.
Right.
He's mad.
Mm, Jesus.
And then I learned to be that a lot of times I was fearful in my becoming. I was so fearful. I was fearing that people don't like me. I was fearful that I wasn't accepted. And then people would walk all over me.
Hmm.
And then I realized this was something that I had to change. I had to change. I had to start understanding Marvina. So what I did was
Hmm.
take myself out of the crowd of being seen all the time. You sometimes you can't help being seen, but when you
I
have
know what you mean. I know
that,
what you mean, man.
when you always performing, you have to
Hmm.
find yourself coming out of that. And it's
Yes.
okay. Because, see, these are learned behaviors.
That's
I
right.
learned all this throughout my life. Now I'm
Yes.
becoming a woman. Somebody that, I still don't understand a lot of stuff that I'm doing. My God, it's chaotic.
But it's beautiful. You and I we spoke about this last week, and I'm gonna say this: part of becoming. I encourage anybody to find. If you got a BFF out there, and that's a true BFF. I'm gonna tell you something. True BF, someone who's not afraid to tell you the truth about yourself. If you stink, you stink. If your attitude is funky, you're funky. And you need somebody, I call it an accountability partner. And I'm going to
Yes,
tell you something behind the scenes. Marvina and I, we have some doozy conversations.
yes,
Not all of them are roses. We're not always smiling when we hang up the phone and so on and so forth.
yep.
But she's real with me and I'm real with her, 100. And I learned from her about staying in my lane. I learned, and I had an experience. Not that I'm not gonna really get into it because I know some people watching the show ain't gonna put their business all out there. But I just said, you know what? I don't care what happens over at that particular address because my address is over here. I am going to, as I'm driving in my lane, as I'm starting to drive in my lane, it get a little crowded sometimes, but I get to my destination on time.
Long
I
time.
didn't have no accident. I
That's
didn't have
right.
no bumps in the road. I didn't run out of gas or anything like that. But when I'm trying to be in somebody else's lane, I get frustrated because the traffic is piling up. I can't get to where I need to be. The horns blasting, all this other kind of stuff that's messing with my spirit. I'm just staying in my lane. It may be a little round away, but it's okay. It's my lane, and I'm good with it.
Yes, ma'am. And I love it. I'm just learning to take off all these masks because sometimes
Hmm.
you wear these masks, you forget that they're masks. You
That's
think
right.
that's who you are. You forget that. You forget, yeah. You forget that these are masks. You're so used to being these things to everybody that you forget about
Hmm.
yourself.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you? Why I gotta be everything that everybody else think I'm supposed to be, and I don't feel that that's who I am. And for the
Yeah.
first time in my life, and I'm thankful, and I feel like this. This is mainly after the transition of my mom. I finally, it's like my mom had to leave, transition for me to live. Because
Mm,
as long as my mom was here, I was going to be this person that everybody thought I should be.
mm. Jesus.
And from here on, it's a whole nother journey for Marvina.
Yeah.
And I'm able to say no without guilt,
Mm.
no
That's
without
right.
fear. I'm able to be myself and not beat down myself.
Yeah. Can I ask you a quick question?
Mhm.
What you just said is so important about mommy. Do you feel that it was because you were, as long as she was here, you were keeping the peace? You know what I mean? Because that's the glue that, mommy was the glue that was holding everything together. I'm just
Well, mommy
curious.
told me to do this, I'm gonna do it because that's my mother.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
mommy tell me to be like this, I'm gonna be that way because that's my mother. I have
Yeah.
respect for my mom.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
just gonna be honest with you. It's one thing when you actually standing on someone else's coattail. When my mom was here, I really didn't have an identity. I didn't have my identity. I didn't understand her identity. So now
Yeah.
I don't have mommy to really answer to because I did. I answered to my mom.
Yeah. I asked that question because with daddy gone, what you said kind of triggered some things for me, and I had to unlearn. He came from a good place, but I had to unlearn some of that behavior, because he taught us to always be there for one another. Don't let the other person fall. If you see them fall, and run and catch them before they hit the ground.
Yeah.
I had to get into my lane because hitting that ground I was getting deeper and deeper and deeper into that hole.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just had to ask that
Yeah,
question.
let me just say this after a while, and I'm gonna go. We're gonna have to get these little ones right here before we leave.
Hmm.
But I realized one thing that when the reins is, you don't know, they no longer have the reins. That you have your own reins. You
Ooh,
driving your own car now. And
yeah,
if you looking in the mirror and don't like what you see, you got a choice in the matter to change. You
yeah,
don't have to feel like this person that you are is the person that you're going to have to be for the rest of your life. And if
that part.
nobody in the world understands that, that's not your problem. Because
Mm,
you're not here to please anybody in this world. If you don't self love and please yourself, let me tell you, it's all in vain. So some of us get it
mm,
now, some of us get it later. But I'm just saying,
yeah,
because now for the first time, and I'm thankful that I'm learning who Marvina is.
that's a beautiful thing. Wow.
I am
Mm-hmm.
without
Wow.
no guilt.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, I'm
Girl,
gonna jump over here to these questions. Let me see. We're gonna jump back to Chanel really quickly because she said about balance. She said, I had to learn balance because people will drain you and walk all over you. I had to learn to fall back and stop being the backbone for everyone. I'm learning that my peace is more important. Come on now.
yes,
Yes. Jesus. Yes. And
yes.
then Shelly said, she said, I think of self care and self love as an investment. As a business owner, community leader, wife, mother, etc. In life, I apply my self actualization in my life. I am the ultimate worth, and anything that is not an asset to my purpose, peace, or progression, it will be divided. Ooh,
Love it.
Shelly,
Shelly?
that is going into my
Yes,
toolbox.
that's in your toolbox. That's
Thank
mine
you.
too.
That's going into toolbox. And then Shelly also said, let's see here. Oh, Robbie said something.
Robbie.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let me see. Shelly also said you used a lot of keywords in your healing, pretending and living up to. I am proud of your journey and on your self
Thank
awareness.
you, girl.
Yes,
I love you.
yes, yes. I thought no, nothing came up when Robbie. Let me see here.
Sometimes you have to understand right here. Did you see it?
I didn't see it. It's not showing on my side. Can you see it?
Yeah, right here. Hold on, let me get.
Okay.
All right. She says sometimes you have to understand your makeup is a mask and you have to start loving your natural beauty. Hit
Come
that
on.
boy. Hit ballpark. Bang. Hit
Look
that.
at how that tied
Hit
into
that
last
baby.
week's
Thank you, brother. You know
conversation to
that
this
way.
week.
Pow.
Yeah,
He hit that ball right out the
yeah,
park, baby. Yeah, I feel like
yeah.
your grandson
Mm.
just hit that ball out the park.
Ooh, yes, ma'am. That was Robbie.
Yes, Robbie.
Yes.
Do you see the
Ooh.
other one he see, bro? When that say
On my
makeup,
side, I can't see it.
you don't see anything? Okay, on
Okay,
this
hold on.
side.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
see
now I
it?
got it.
Go.
Uh-huh. Let's see here. He says sometimes you have to understand. No, no, no. You did
Yeah,
that
we
one. Let
did
me
that
see
one.
here.
The next one.
Yeah. He said, when I say makeup, I don't mean make up. I mean what and how we live.
Hallelujah.
It is so refreshing to
Yes.
have a man on
Good
here from,
morning.
the man's
Yes,
perspective.
yes, yes, it is very much.
Mm,
Go ahead, Shelly. Say
yeah.
it, Mark. Go ahead, get Shelly.
Let's
Good
see here.
morning, Prophetess Vicky. Go ahead.
Shelly said, I recently stopped financially taking care of my siblings. I have purchased them cars, paid their rent, constantly give them money because I felt guilty for being financially well off and they aren't. But I prayed so hard to take their responsibilities off of my shoulders and heart. Shelly, let me say
Shelly.
this. That's
Yes,
powerful.
that's powerful.
And I'm gonna tell you something my dad once said to me. He said to me, Pearl, it's not your fault if your sisters are not where you are financially. He said it's not your fault. He said everybody get bubble gum. He said you start out in this world with the same amount of bubble gum. He said if somebody wants to sit in the street and throw all their bubble gum down the street, if somebody wants to chew all their bubble gum at one time, if you choose to hold on to your bubble gum, don't allow other people to make you feel guilty for the number of pieces of bubble gum that you have, and don't give yours away because you're trying to accommodate or make them feel better about their situation.
Love it.
Yeah.
And let me say this, Shelly, I had to become something totally different too, because I noticed that, sometimes I get calls and the calls is, I need you to do something. It's not, oh, I want your company. I want you to be around. It's, I need you to do this. And I learned to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it struck me hard because I'm not used to saying no. I'm not used to being ready, available for people. But now I feel like it's peace because I don't want to be around people who just want me to be there because they want something from me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my company. Have fun with me. I'm not a bad person to be around. But if you only see what I can do for you, not what I can, that you won't want to be around me, I just don't have no I don't have no room in my life for that.
Jesus. Then look at that. That's what I'm talking about. See how that went? See how that went?
Yeah.
And I have to say, so with that, that's like the best finality. You know what I mean? The word N and O. And with that, becoming is the breakthrough. And
Yeah.
we're still becoming every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yes. So we're gonna
Oh,
wrap this up, okay? We're gonna wrap this up. So today we
mhm.
unpacked a lot on boundaries, balance, and becoming. And let me say this: if any of you, and I know because you show it in the comments, think of anything that you need to work on because of any of these things, any of these little BBBs, BBBB.
The three B's.
I'm just gonna say it. You ain't alone. You're not by
That's
yourself.
right.
You ain't the only one. You ain't alone.
That's right. And just know this, we're right there with you guys. This is a journey for us as well. And because self-love isn't about perfection, it's about presence. It's about choosing you. And I'm choosing myself. I know
Yes.
Marvina's choosing herself.
Yeah.
We want you guys to choose you as well.
Yeah. That's why we doing this. And boundaries protect your peace. Balance keep you grounded. And becoming, that's that's the becoming of your best self. Best self.
That's right.
You become your best self. Self-love. Go
Yeah. So we ask you guys,
ahead. What's
what's
in
in your bag?
your bag, baby?
What's weighing you down? And what are you ready to
We got
release?
to unpack this thing right now. We unpacked it in
Yeah.
1 hour. We actually unpacked it in 1 hour. And I was a little nervous about this conversation because I was saying, man, how are we going to, proceed to let people understand? And I see just by what was commented that
Yeah.
people do understand where we're coming from. And I'm
Mhm.
grateful that y'all came and, and wanted to share the BBBs with us and
Mhm.
understand the boundaries and the balance in becoming. And I hope that what we said helps somebody, whether it's balance or you want to learn
Mhm.
balance, find out about it, do your research, and go deep down inside to become something or be something that you're not. If somebody say you this and you don't feel that that's who you are, don't accept
Come
it.
on now. That's right.
Don't. Oh, I'm gonna live up to that because that's not who you are. Yeah, we grown. We can, you know, that's not what you see yourself as. Become the person that you see yourself as.
Mhm.
Don't be
That's right.
ashamed and don't feel guilty. Some people gonna be hurt. Some people gonna fall off. Some people gonna come closer to you. And that's not your problem. What you want to do is you want to become the best self need to
That's
be.
right. The best version of
Best
self.
version of yourself. I
Mm.
love this conversation, girl.
Yes.
We could talk
Yes.
about this all day. Well, of course, we got to get out of here because we already at 9:59, and we
Yeah.
thank y'all
Yeah.
for being part of what's in the bag in our comments and I hope whoever watched this afterwards they get something out of it.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you,
Take and share this on your social media feeds. You know,
please,
let some other people get a
yeah,
blessing from this.
yes. So go ahead. You want to take us out on our group page? We can start on with the group
Yeah.
page.
So, so let me say this, Marvina has started something a little different. It's still Motivational Monday, Talk About It Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, and Friday. What she has started doing, and I'm loving it so much, and I appreciate and thank all of you guys that have been joining in and conversating with us through the week. The upcoming topic for next Saturday, she literally starts off Motivational Monday, Talk About It Tuesday. So every day, it is something about the upcoming segment so that we are all prepared to get in and deep dive into that conversation. So join us for Motivational Monday, Talk About It Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, and Friday. And that is on our What's in the Bag group page. Now, on our What's in the Bag directory page, that's What's in the Bag with the question mark, that is where you guys will find out about up and coming events. You can also see the live stream that was posted. It'll play over repeatedly throughout the week and everything. So you're still able to go in there and make comments. And if there's something that you want to talk about specifically, go to the group page and we will respond. We'll be able to talk to you guys throughout the week. And then also you can find us on YouTube and Twitch at What's in the Bag 21. And we ask that you guys help us to grow that, continue to help us grow our social media platform, help us grow our channel. And I see it growing. The numbers are coming up. So I thank all of you guys for that. And that's What's in the Bag 21 on YouTube. We ask that you guys subscribe, like, and share, and turn on the notification bell so that you guys can see upcoming events and segments
Tell
that we
somebody about us, man. And
That's
I
right.
know everybody said you got to weigh the algorithm and this, that, and the other. I believe that when God has for us, won't you word of mouth? Just check this
That's it.
on YouTube. Check this out. Just
Yeah.
subscribe. You might get something off of some of the topics that we got going on.
You know
Let's
what?
word of mouth.
Call to action. Call to action. I challenge everyone on here. I call to action everyone on here to reach out to 10 people. We all know ten people. Reach out to 10 people and say, hey, I want you guys to check these ladies out. I want you guys to check out this show, What's in the Bag. Send them the link. And then I want you guys to do us a favor. Reach out to them on Saturday morning, right before the show starts, and say, hey, don't forget to tune in.
Yeah,
Come on
share
and join
it
us. I
on
want to
your
see you
page.
in there.
Share it on your page.
Have a watch party.
Yeah.
Yes.
Share it on your page. You don't necessarily always got to say if you share it when we go live. That's just as good because people on your chat on your page can see it.
We'll
You know what I'm
see.
saying?
Yes.
So, and if you have any questions, answers, anything you want to talk about, you can actually give us a call. And that's
That's
at
right.
what BFF?
It is 833-520-9482, and that is 833-520-WITB. My extension is 700 and Marvina's is 701. And we would love to talk to you guys. Give us a call. We are available during the week, so we would love to talk to
We
you.
love to talk to you. We want y'all to be a part of what we got going on. And let
Yeah.
me say
And-
something.
yeah.
Um, if you don't do anything today or this week, um, find what your balance is. Okay, find out who you are and becoming, and
Mm-hmm.
find it. Look at the BBBs. If you ain't doing something, if you're not doing something there that is what we talked about, you might need to go back and just say, okay,
Yes.
maybe I need to get some balance in my life. Maybe I need to get some understanding on boundaries. Maybe
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ladies was right. So just look back on this stuff and be accountable for your own life.
Come on now.
That much.
Yes.
That
Hey
much.
guys.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. The three B's.
Yes, ma'am.
Boundaries. Establish those boundaries. Balance. Take some weight off, and become who you're supposed to be. And with that being said, Hey, God woke us up today. Grace, favor, and mercy. And as always, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day. Love you
Love
guys so
y'all.
much.
Thank y'all so much for being a part. Thank y'all for all the comments. Love you so much. Thank you.
See you guys.